If you've watched The Incredibles, you've probably wondered, was Syndrome really the most dangerous threat the Parr family ever faced? We see Buddy Pine as the ultimate vengeful fanboy, but today, we're uncovering a secret buried deep in the Pixar archives. What if I told you there was another? A villain so cold, so calculating, and so personal that Pixar had to delete him entirely and replace him with Syndrome just to keep the movie PG. Today, we are uncovering the incredible truth about Zarek, the shadow from Helen Parr's past who was designed to destroy the family from the inside out. Buckle up, because this is the story of the villain who almost won. In the movie we know, Buddy Pine is the primary antagonist. He's loud, he's flashy, and his motive is simple. If everyone is super, no one is. But in the original drafts and the expanded comic lore, the story centered on a man named Zarek. Unlike Syndrome, Zarek wasn't a rejected fanboy. He was a sophisticated, older billionaire with a history that predates Bob Parr. While Syndrome wanted to be a hero, Zarek wanted something much more chilling. He wanted his property back, and in his mind, Helen Parr was his. To understand why Zarek was so dangerous, you have to understand the man behind the shadow. Unlike the other villains we've seen, Zarek doesn't have a flashy origin story involving a chemical spill or a lab accident. He was born into the elite, a man of immense wealth and even greater intellect. But his life took a dark turn during the Golden Age. While he doesn't have traditional powers like strength or flight, his strength lies in his mind, specifically his mastery of forbidden technologies. Zarek's true strength is manipulation. He is a vicious master strategist who views the world as a chessboard and bends the world to whatever suits him. Let's look at the evidence hidden in the production history and the NSA archives. Fact 1. The stolen heart. In the original script, Zarek was Helen's ex-boyfriend from the Golden Age. He didn't just hate supers, he hated Bob Parr for stealing the woman he believed belonged at his side. This wasn't a war over ideology. It was a war over a woman. Fact 2. The intellectual superiority. While Syndrome relied on flashy gadgets and giant robots, Zarek was a master of psychological warfare. He didn't need a Nomanison Island. He operated from the shadows of high society, using his influence to dismantle the supers' lives legally and socially long before the ban was even a thought. Fact 3. The comic resurrection. Even though he was cut from the film, Zarek was so compelling that he was brought back for The Incredibles comics. There, we see him leading a group of supervillains with the sole purpose of breaking the Parr family's spirit. Here is the real, controversial truth. Zarek was too real for a family movie. Think about it. Syndrome is a comic book villain. He has a cape, a lair, and a giant robot. But Zarek? Zarek represented the dark reality of an obsessive, controlling ex-partner with limitless resources. Pixar realized that a villain motivated by domestic obsession and romantic jealousy was far more disturbing than a kid who just wanted to fly. This theory posits that Zarek would have destroyed the Parr family because he didn't want to kill them. He wanted to dissolve them. He wanted to prove to Helen that Bob was a failure as a provider and a father. If Zarek had stayed in the script, The Incredibles wouldn't have been an action movie. It would have been a psychological thriller about a family being torn apart by a ghost from the past. Syndrome wanted to be Bob's sidekick, but Zarek wanted to be Bob's replacement. This changes everything about how we see Helen's character. She wasn't just giving up the mask for a normal life. She was hiding from a man who viewed her as a prize to be won. He remains the only villain to ever be terminated by the studio itself for being too dangerous for the screen. But I want to hear from you. Do you think Zarek would have been a better villain than Syndrome? Or was he just a little too dark for the Pixar universe? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'm reading every single one. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the villain Pixar tried to delete, make sure to hit that notification bell and join the Super Squad. We have plenty more secrets to uncover from the Metroville archives. See you in the next one.